Hello everyone and welcome to Everyday English Explorers. I'm your host, Sarah, and today we have a fascinating episode. We'll dive into the story of why humans explore space, discuss important vocabulary, and connect these ideas to our lives. As you listen, think, would you ever want to travel to space? Let us know in the comments after the show.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. I'm Mark, and I can't wait to jump into this topic. Space is such a huge mystery, and understanding the words we use to talk about it makes it even more interesting. Let's explore together.
Let's begin with the big question. Why do humans feel the need to explore space? There are many reasons, from the abstract to the practical. Mark, what does abstract mean in this context?
Great question. Now let's explain that word. Abstract means something that is an idea or a feeling, not a physical object you can touch. For example, freedom is abstract, but a flag is not. So, some reasons for space exploration are about ideas, not just things.
Exactly! And these motives can sometimes contradict each other. Scientific, military, or economic reasons often pull in different directions. This makes the topic even more interesting to discuss. One major historical reason for exploring space is national pride. Mark, can you share how space achievements have inspired people and nations?
Of course! When the US landed on the moon in 1969, it captured the imagination of millions. It wasn't just about science that made people feel proud and inspired children to dream big. The idea was to show a country's power and potential.
That's a great point. Even today, space achievements are seen as symbols of leadership and progress. It's interesting how these events affect the way people see their own countries and futures. Let's talk about public opinion. In 2019, only 1/3 of Americans thought sending people back to the moon was a priority. But a much larger group wanted the US to stay a leader in space. Why do you think that is, Mark?
That's a good question. I think many people see space as important for national security and technology, not just adventure. Even if they don't want to go themselves, they want their country to be strong in space.
Right, and that brings us to another reason for exploring space: safety and security. Satellites are crucial for national defense. They can give early warning of incoming missiles and ensure the accuracy of outgoing attacks. Before we continue, let's explain those words. What does incoming mean here?
Incoming means something that is arriving or coming toward a place. For example, an incoming call is a phone call you receive. In this story, it refers to missiles coming toward a country.
And outgoing is the opposite, means something that is leaving a place. So, outgoing attacks are those being sent out from one country to another.
Exactly. These satellites don't just help with defense, they also intercept communications. Do you know what intercept means?
To intercept is to stop something as it's going to a particular place. For example, police might intercept a package being sent to a criminal. Some people worry that using space for war or spying is not a benefit. There's also the Outer Space Treaty, but experts fear it's outdated and the buildup of space weapons is possible. Let's explain buildup.
Buildup means an increase in something over time. For example, a buildup of traffic means more and more cars on the road. Here, it means more and more weapons in space.
That's right. This buildup could lead to more tension between countries, so it's a serious issue. It also shows how complex the risks of space exploration are. Let's look at another drawback: cost. The US has spent $650 billion on NASA. Some say this money could help fight poverty or climate change. What do you think, Mark?
It's a big debate. Some people argue that we should focus on problems here on Earth. Others say space research leads to important breakthroughs. Let's explain that word. A breakthrough is a big discovery that changes things for the better.
Good explanation. For example, the invention of electricity was a breakthrough that changed the world. Many supporters believe space science brings similar value. Space research has led to a deeper understanding of quantum physics and the sun. Scientists study things like solar wind and solar flares. Mark, what is a solar flare?
A solar flare is a sudden, strong burst of energy from a small area on the sun's surface. It can interrupt satellites and even cause power outages on Earth. So, studying solar flares helps protect our technology.
Exactly. These discoveries show how space science can directly affect our daily lives. Space research has also given us many helpful byproducts. Mark, could you explain byproduct for our listeners?
Sure, a byproduct is something made by accident while making something else. For example, when making cheese, whey is a byproduct. In space research, things like scratch-proof lenses and water-cleaning tablets were byproducts.
That's so interesting. These inventions help people in unexpected ways, showing the value of exploring space beyond just science. Let's talk about new advancements like in-space manufacturing, or ISM. This process uses the space environment, including the vacuum, to create pure materials. What is a vacuum, Mark?
A vacuum is a space where almost all air and matter have been removed. Imagine a perfectly empty room with nothing in it, not even air. In space, this helps make very pure metals and medicines.
That's a great example. ISM could change how we produce things on Earth, but it also involves risks, especially for astronauts. Speaking of risks, there have been tragedies like the Challenger and Columbia disasters. Now, many space missions are robotic, which is safer but less dramatic. Why do you think this debate continues, Mark?
Because the results of space exploration are so mixed. Some are clearly positive, like life-saving inventions. Others, like the threat of weapons buildup, are worrying. The debate will likely continue as science and society change.
Exactly. It's a complex issue with no simple answers, but it's important for everyone to think about. Now, let's quickly review today's key vocabulary. I'll say each word and give an example sentence. Mark, help me out if you want. First, abstract. For example, love is an abstract feeling.
Next, incoming. The airport announced an incoming flight. Then, outgoing. He sent an outgoing letter to his friend.
Intercept. The police tried to intercept the stolen car. Solar flare. A solar flare interrupted the satellite signal yesterday.
Breakthrough. The scientists made a breakthrough in medicine. Byproduct plastic is a byproduct of oil.
Vacuum. The experiment took place in a vacuum. Finally, buildup. There was a buildup of snow on the road. Now it's your turn. Think about what we discussed. Should we spend more money on space exploration or focus on solving problems here on Earth? Share your thoughts in the comments or with friends. We love hearing your opinions.
Yes, don't be shy, your ideas matter. Every time you practice English, you get better at discussing complex topics just like this one.
That's all for today's episode. Thank you for joining us on this journey through space and language. Remember, learning English is an adventure too. Every new word is a step toward your goals.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and don't give up when it feels challenging. Try using today's vocabulary in your next conversation or writing. You'll be amazed at how much you can improve.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Stay enthusiastic and, as always, keep exploring both in English and in life. See you next time.